No! No! You! But I want to. We have Mr. Lydell Ellis
That's
here
right.
on the Victoriously Crazy podcast. I'm Marilyn Harris.
I'm Percy Smith.
That's my man.
Yeah.
And we are here. We are here to talk to Mr. Lydell Ellis.
Yes.
And of course, we have Bennett Shear, our production supervisor.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Lydell, I am just hyped to see you.
Yes.
I really am.
Hyped to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you know what? We're glad you're available because you are an aspiring actor, writer, and director.
That's all?
Probably a lover
You
in
should be
there
more-
somewhere.
Oh, pump your
Yeah,
brakes.
that too.
Pump your brakes, Grandma. Pump the brakes.
That too.
I've seen your skits, Playboy, and Where the Baby Come From,
Oh, that's
talking to
my
your
favorite.
baby mama.
Oh, that baby was
Yes.
funny.
That sounds funny. I gotta watch that.
You
You
watch
got
it,
to.
man.
Just search YouTube, his name, and they all pop up. They all pop up. Seriously.
I
And you
crack
know,
up
if we
every
rather
time.
watch Lydell than watch sports, you know they got to be good.
That's right.
Yes. And you know that is an amazing compliment because you know when two amazing professional actors like your stuff, then you know you're doing something good.
Amen.
Oh,
Bless you, brother.
man.
You're a good man.
He is a good man.
I feel better about myself now. How about you?
I've always felt good about me.
Ooh. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Excuse me, occur.
So, Lydell, tell us about yourself.
So I'm going to start from the beginning. So I have to mention the fact that I have an old soul. I've been here
You
before.
do.
Oh, yeah.
You do.
This year in April, I'm turning 20, but my soul is turning 80.
Believe it.
Wow.
Yeah, your eyes
Yeah.
tell that. Your
Yes.
eyes
Yeah.
look very...
So I'm just going to, talk about how I got into acting. So I want to say about when I was 4 years old, which by the way was many moons ago. I was always in front of the TV, I grew up in front of the TV. And I just thought to myself, in my little mind, I'm like, hey, this looks fun. So I would mimic what I saw on television, and I found that it was really fun. And as I've gotten older, I'm like, I'm going to Hollywood. And I've been saying that, I'm still saying that to this day. So when I was about 11, I met an actress. She played on the show Family Matters, Kelly Williams.
Oh,
She
yeah.
played Laura Winslow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I told her about my interest in acting. So she got me in touch with her former acting coach, and he's been, training me ever since. And
Wow.
from that point on, I've done numerous stage plays. The first stage play I've done was in elementary school, and that was The
Wow.
Lion King.
Oh, wow.
And I auditioned for I was supposed to audition for Mufasa, but I was too nervous, so they cast me as a hyena. Which is still good.
Yeah, because they fidgety. They fidgety.
Yeah.
And
still
they
good.
will eat you.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
He said, yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
so that, and from that point on, I've been, acting. I just got signed to a talent agency about 4 weeks ago. And
Congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. I've already done some projects that I can't talk about. Them
Of
NDAs.
course.
Oh,
we
yeah.
know.
You
We
can't.
know. We
You
know.
can't.
Though I don't like NDAs because I like to post right away. But I
Yeah,
don't
Yes.
don't do it, man.
Don't do it.
I seen
It'll
people-
mess you up.
I seen
I
people
know.
who you never saw again because they were told not to do something and they did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they will blackball you so fast because
Mhm.
everybody know everybody.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you can do something
because it's a
and you be
very
like,
small industry.
oh,
It
yeah,
is.
because they all,
It is.
went to school or trained each other, and it's like don't do whatever they say, just do it.
Just do it to the
Yeah.
T.
Amen.
Exactly. I think that's what I would always convey to you when we would talk
Mhm.
Yes.
over Instagram, which is in case anyone out there is wondering, that's how Lydell and I met, is through
Yeah.
messaging on Instagram. You were also very helpful in letting me know when our projects were airing.
Yeah.
Like Two
No,
Broke Girls.
I was
Dude,
like,
yeah.
how did you know that, dude?
Dang.
So, I would just, be browsing the internet and search up Google. I would type in the episode, and if you go on Google, it'll let you know when the episode is airing.
Oh,
What?
okay, cool.
So, like I mentioned to you a couple of days ago, Mrs. Smith, Teen Nick is putting Victorious back on air.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that info.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which means more residuals.
Ching,
Free-
ching.
Exactly.
Yeah, we call it ching ching.
Exactly.
Ching ching.
money, money,
Ching
money.
ching.
That's right. And it's so funny what you said. I was an only child.
Mhm.
And I saw a lot of TV as an only child. And we had what was it called? The cartoons?
Toon Channel.
Well, whatever.
Warner Brother, I think.
Looney Tunes?
Looney Tunes.
I would watch
Looney Tunes,
cartoons
okay.
and TV shows, and I did the exact same thing. I imitated everybody I saw, man. You know,
Yeah, and it's really fun.
it's like,
I think that when you do that as a child, it just makes your imagination more rich.
Yeah.
So when you become an adult actor, you have a lot to pull from.
Yes.
yeah, and it's like training.
It
Yeah.
is.
Yeah, it's on the job, off the job training, and then once
Because,
you
you
get
know,
in, you already got it.
I say this all the time, acting is really just becoming. I mean, a lot of people, they have their techniques, which is good, but I just like to do what comes natural to me.
Amen.
That's what makes you good.
That's right.
Because they can tell when you're forcing it or faking it.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love what you just told us, because I think a lot of people think you have to have a lot of formal training,
Right.
but God put so many gifts inside of us
Yeah.
that
Yes.
once you learn how to tap into that gift,
Mhm.
Mhm.
neither one of us had any
Yeah.
formal training,
Yeah.
none whatsoever. I
Yes.
watch a lot of old movies on Turner, classic movies. He
Oh, yes.
grew up watching TV similar to
Yeah.
yourself. And we just, when God put us on this path, we just jumped in and did it.
Mhm. Yeah.
We
Yes,
had faith we could do it.
When God puts something on your heart, you have to do it.
You got it.
You do. You do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah, if you
Well,
have
one
it,
thing
you
I
do.
got to do. Oh, I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't mean to
but come
interrupt.
on, it's your show, man.
But I will interrupt.
Come
No.
on. Yeah, like that's new.
I got my questions. Okay.
Go ahead.
I think you kind of answered the first one. What inspired you to become an actor? You talked about, unless there's more you want to add to that.
Okay, so what really inspired me to become an actor, I think we talked about this when we did the Instagram Live. Like I grew up on shows like Good Times and Martin. So with Martin, it taught me comedic timing.
Oh, yeah.
With Good Times, it taught me, how to really tap into the character, because when I watch these older TV shows, it's like I'm watching a real life situation.
Yeah.
It's like
Yes.
I forget that it's just acting. That's how good they are. And I think when you can get your audience to forget that it's just acting, then you've done your job the right way.
That's right.
That's true. That's true.
You don't see them as that person that they are. You see that character. Like I would watch
Yes.
Jimmy Walker, and Jimmy Walker was amazing.
Yes,
Yes.
he was.
God, I mean, he would get upset and mad, and you wouldn't think that's JJ.
That's JJ. And he's known
know
to
my-
this day as JJ.
Yeah, and he loves
Yeah.
it. And he runs with it.
Yeah.
God bless his heart.
God bless his heart.
Yeah.
And you know what? I heard that, he would take a script and he would learn his lines backwards. And when I first heard that, I'm like, how is that even possible? Because I would always go from the front to the back.
Yeah.
But he said, that's something in the brain, it retains the lines in a different way, which makes them easier to remember.
That's good to know. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. And as an actor, they may say start from the middle, start from the top,
Mhm.
start
And you gotta
from the
be
bottom.
ready, yeah.
And
Yeah.
your brain that muscle has to be ready to jump.
Mhm.
That muscle
To-
memory, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wherever they say. So
Yes.
that's a brilliant way to tackle that if it ever comes up. It doesn't happen all the time, but entertainment is entertainment. Anything can happen
Be
at any
ready.
time.
Yeah.
And show business is called show business for a reason.
That's
Amen.
right. You got to show them what you got, baby.
Mhm.
Yes. And you also have to understand the business side.
Yeah. They use that in dating too. No, I'm just
yeah.
kidding.
There you go.
Yeah.
Will you
That's a
stop
business
going off the rails? Golly.
I'm just okay. Next question.
So
Hey, that is
silly.
entertaining.
Yeah,
Going
it
off
is.
the rails.
Golly, man.
I know.
Go ahead.
I can't stay on any rail.
Yes, you can.
Lydell, do you have a favorite actor?
I'm going to name 5. So,
Okay.
Tyler Perry. And I say
Yes.
Tyler Perry because, I got the opportunity to see one of his shows live. And all of his stage plays, they're different night after night. And he brought up the
Wow.
fact that he can't do Broadway because, Broadway, you have to stick to the script night after night.
Yeah.
But when you're doing his show, he has freedom to, go off script, add something in. So he taught me to be free in your performance.
Improv.
Improv, that keeps the performance fresh night after night, take after take. So my second one would have to be Mom's Maybelline.
Oh, I love her.
Yeah, she didn't play.
Yes.
Comedic timing, the punchlines, just her rhythm, all that is really good. Estero.
Yes. Good times.
Angela Bassett.
Oh, of course. I gave everything, my family.
And
that mouth.
She be bringing it, man.
She brings it.
Skit.
And I don't know if you all are familiar with this actress. You might be. Her name is B.B. Drake.
Not really. Who
Not
is she?
offhand, no.
She's done a lot of movies in the 70s.
Okay.
She played in, I know you all have seen the Friday movies. She played in Friday After Next. She played the landlord in Friday After Next.
Okay.
Yeah.
She must be really funny then, because those movies were hilarious.
Yeah, we got to look her up. She played the landlord. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll find that.
Wow. That's a good list.
I have to have you two on my list as well.
What?
You two.
Now, he said he was an old soul. I know he is now. He said Mom Mabley.
I know. Well, thank you for that compliment. That's huge.
And I say you, Mrs. Smith, because, when I first watched Victorious, I thought that you were really crazy.
Hey, Lydell is like,
yeah.
It's all acting.
Yeah, so that's how you've I can't imagine them casting any other actress but you. That role had your name.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. The competition was fierce.
Yeah. And as for you, Mr. Smith, when I saw you on Two Broke Girls, the fact that you just had a few lines, you delivered those lines really good.
Oh,
I think you said, what did you say? Is this a joke or seriously?
That's it. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. Those lines sounded so natural. They sounded like your own. So
and then that voice actually I got from an old friend of mine who would talk like that.
That's acting.
So when he told me to say those lines, actually those lines weren't written in the script.
Oh, really?
He added that.
Improv.
Yeah, because I only had that first line, and the other two lines he added while we were doing it. Like somebody shoot me. And what happened, I had to learn blocking. I didn't really know, I had to stay within like this here.
Yeah, because he stood up.
I stood up and he's like, cut. I'm like, oh,
come back.
What I do? And he said, you got to stay within the frame of the blocking, Mr. Smith. So you could open your jacket, but just stay seated. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I love that.
Had it been theater, because in theater everything is big, because you have to be able to reach the person, the little old lady in the back of the house.
Oh, right.
But television, I heard that it's more sincere and subtle, and everything is so close because
and
the
it's
camera
tight.
picks up everything. Yeah. So.
It is.
Yeah, and
it's
the timing
very tight.
is amazing because you have to bring it out. Because they were trying to get me to say it. They wanted me to let her sing a little more. So they said, when you feel like it's time to do it, they gave it to me to do. And so when I did it, at the time I did it, it was like, that's the way they wanted it. They didn't tell me exactly seconds or anything when to jump in.
It was up to you.
Yeah, it was
exactly.
up to me.
And as three actors communicating with each other, we know that. They give us the words, but the physicality is up to us.
It's up to us, yes.
Yes.
And I heard my theater teacher told me, there's multiple ways to be mad. There's multiple ways to be sad. You don't have to just stick to one way. I was just talking on a shoot a couple nights ago. I was telling this fellow actor, take the script and make it your own.
That's right.
Because a lot of times casting directors are looking for something different. And and you talked about this before, Mr. Smith, how at your audition, how you fake like you tripped on something.
Yes.
The casting directors remembered that made you stand out. So you have to just find what makes you stand out.
Yeah, it got me to call back.
Yeah, that's her natural comedic self, because she's a comedic person.
I do stand-up comedy, and Mom's Maybelline was my inspiration.
She's just funny all the time, man. All the time, 24/7, man. And that makes me happy.
It's good to have a sense of humor.
Oh God, yes, especially
I wish
today.
that more people would laugh. It's okay.
It is. And I notice a lot of people that are very bright and intelligent. They're very, they see sense and humor in things. They don't take everything so seriously. And it's all about me, me. It ain't all about you. It's about us.
Yes.
You know?
Okay.
So you make somebody feel good, do it.
Wedding vows.
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't experienced that yet.
It's always coming back to romance today. For some reason.
Don't rush, dude. And what I learned about getting married, marry somebody that you like.
Yes.
Even when they make you mad, you still like them. You know, you just don't like what they just did or something.
Yeah.
You know, if somebody has similar interest, like with Marilyn, she likes watching basketball and football.
I love
and
sports.
And she knows what's going on, man.
I love men in shorts.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care the reason why she likes watching it.
But I understand it. I understand
She
it.
does.
Oh, speaking of which, my next question.
Oh, yeah. See, it's you. It's you doing that.
I let my man talk. I let him
Oh,
talk.
it's my fault again. And then you know what you say when that happens? When you say, okay.
I know, I'm just kidding. My third question is, you're a writer, director, and actor.
Wow.
That's very impressive,
Amen.
Lydell. Very impressive.
Woo!
Yeah, you're in the company of Ben Affleck, George Clooney, Sylvester Stallone, and many others that I didn't write down. How did you tap into all three of those talents?
Well, a part of my mind likes to act, another part likes to write, and another part likes to direct. So, I think it's all a mental thing. You have to just focus on one thing at a time. If you try to focus on all three, you will crash.
That's
so I
true.
just, make a mental note like, hey, I have to focus on acting, I have to focus on directing, and then writing. So it's just all a mind thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I like that.
Got the vision. It's called vision.
Yeah. Having a vision, yes.
Amen.
Yes.
Got to get my Tyler Perry on.
Okay. Well, you doing it. I'm going to call you Lil Ty.
Lil Ty.
Lil Ty.
Lil Ty.
Yeah, Lil Ty.
Lil Ty.
Percy, why don't you read this next question?
Which one is it?
Your skits.
Okay. I have to take off my glasses because I don't need them to read.
Oh, okay.
But to see far away, Lord have mercy. Okay, here we go. Your skits are funny with a touch of seriousness. How did you come up with "Where Does a Baby Come From"?
Our favorite.
You see, I laugh every time I say that because that was awesome.
Believe it or not, that was all made up on the spot.
Oh my God!
Wow.
No way.
It was improv?
Yes. My sister
Wow.
and I had my phone set up and I said, I thought to myself, what would a kid ask? Are they curious? I know some kids are curious as where does babies come from?
Oh, yeah.
And we as adults, we can't tell them. The only safe answer is, when two people love each other.
Yeah.
Yes, that's how it starts.
That's the only safe answer.
Or when two people drink too much.
Oh, yeah.
But the actual
Is that a safe
action.
answer?
Yeah, that's not. It's not. No answer is safe, man. Because you can't.
You were just in the moment. That situation felt very real. And we just made it up on the spot.
Wow. And then when she told her, I know you crazy because you're my brother's friend.
Yes.
To be his friend, you got to be crazy.
I love that.
That girl, man, I'm telling you. We're going to see her. We're going to see that.
You're going to
girl.
hire your sister one day.
She was, man.
What's her name?
Milan.
Milan.
Oh, I like
Ellis.
that.
Yeah,
I love it.
We'll remember that.
And that was actually, her first time like really acting.
Yeah, she got it.
She got it.
Yeah.
That's
it runs in the family.
She's
a
natural.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you discovered her.
Yeah, man.
I did. I'll be the first to know. Hollywood didn't discover her. Lydell Ellis did.
That's right.
That's right. Another credit. I discovered my sister. Yeah.
So when you tell her, get out of my room and leave me alone, remember you're dismissing talent.
That's right.
Yes, okay. I'll keep that out because I see that all the time.
Okay, next question. Mm-hmm. What would be your perfect role?
Ooh, amazing question. I'm tired of playing mean roles.
Yeah.
My agent just sent me some sides the other day and I'm reading them like, am I typecasted already?
Get used to it. I always play crazy.
Yeah, and I guess, they do that on purpose because they know that this is your strength. So,
Yes.
but the role that I really want to play is, okay, I want to do more comedy. I want to play more silly characters because some would argue that, Lydell, you're too serious. Laugh. I have a sense of humor, but I just don't find everything funny.
That's true.
I want to play a comedic role so I can, say, hey, I have good comedic time and I've studied the greats, but with just the touch of seriousness in it. So, a comedy / drama. Tyler Perry, if you're listening, please hire me.
Contact Mr. Lydell Ellis,
That's
the multi-talented young man.
That's it.
Gotta
That's how
have
you
the
do
Mr.
it.
in front of it. Yeah.
That's right, Mr.
Respect on my name.
That's right.
There you go. See,
respect my name. Respect my name.
He's doing it.
Well, Eddie Murphy, Jim Carrey. I can think of a lot of actors that started out in comedic roles.
Didn't Jim Carrey start on 11 Color?
He did.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's one of. I forgot to mention 11 Color too. That is my favorite show.
Yeah.
Oh,
still, to this day.
We love that show.
Yes.
Homie, don't play that.
Right. And the lady that was always in everybody's business.
Yeah.
She said, I don't want to gossip till you ain't heard that from me.
Oh, Bettina Petrel.
Petrel.
Oh, yeah.
You should check that out, Bennett. Look it up on YouTube or something. Yeah. It's the funniest show.
Yeah,
and
the Wayans sister.
Yeah, it was all this whole family, the Wayans. They created this. Yeah, and they were all involved.
Yeah.
They were all acting.
And, I like the fact that Kenan put his whole family on.
Yeah.
He gave everybody a chance to eat at the table.
Right.
They're going to want your money, so let them earn it.
Yeah, not just in front of the family. Yeah, they had some that were producing and directing. Because I keep seeing the name pop up
everywhere.
And I didn't know a face or behind it, but they were behind the scenes doing it.
And Jennifer Lopez was a fly girl. They had girls that danced before the show came on, and she was one of the fly girls.
She was.
And she was an amazing dancer, even at her young age.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was.
She was cutting it.
Yeah, she was.
Okay.
Puerto Rico, baby.
Yeah. Okay, baby. You want to read number 7?
Number 7. If you had to choose between writing, directing, and acting, could you?
Acting.
I knew it.
Acting has always and will forever be my first love.
All right.
Oh,
tell the truth.
I like that answer.
Amen.
Your eyes roll back like
he did.
Acting.
Yeah, I didn't even have to think about that.
Yeah, you didn't. I saw it. Yeah.
I love that. You are truly an actor. It's in your blood. I mean, you probably get ideas and things like that all the time. And what I love about you is you put them into play.
Yeah.
Yes. And I was talking to my teacher, by the way. I'm not in school anymore. I was in school many moons ago. My English teacher, she was like, where do you get these ideas from? And I said, sometimes I'm not crazy, but I would hear these voices in my head and I would have to just write them down.
Yes.
Because if I don't, they'll just fade away.
Mm-hmm.
That's Bennett. Right, Bennett?
Oh, really?
Yeah, can I just say something? I don't want to get us too off track here, but I don't know if we have something in common, Lydell, because I am in a period right now where I have actually been interested in writing drama my whole life, and I want to start writing comedy. And you talked about wanting to get comedic roles and how people might say you're too serious or you're used to playing, these roles. But I think I'm having a little bit of a harder time trusting myself to try and be funny, or even, having the confidence to know, am I funny? And so I wonder if you have any advice for me or any thoughts on just maybe two people that are both going through that either transition or just wondering, like, how do we get from a serious point to a funny point,
Well, Bennett, I would just say, and I've experienced the same thing, not trusting your gift, but I just say this, and I'm about to start preaching. When God puts something on your heart, you just have to trust the gift and, trust that, whatever you put out, as long as you know that, you feel good about it, that's all you can do. Because, not everyone is going to like your stuff, no matter how good it is.
Amen.
There's always going to be that one person or that group of people that just hates just for no reason.
Yeah.
So I would say just trust your gift, but trust God first, and, just produce good content.
Yes.
Trust is, and just keep going. the more you do it, the better you'll get at it.
Yeah.
It's a muscle. It really is.
It's a muscle.
Yeah. And think about it, the people that are against what you do and say they can't do what you do.
Right.
So
they want to do what you do.
Yeah, but they can't do it. Oh, you can't. I had people, but when I started acting, oh, you gonna act? You gonna actor?
Yeah, his cousin Ricky said, actor.
Yeah.
Yeah, so much emphasis on the actor.
I know.
And then when he saw me in a commercial,
he called him.
He called me, Anthony, I just saw you. I said, oh, yeah, okay, right.
He was excited.
Ricky.
Lydell, you would completely understand this. I bring that up because the reason I'm in that transition is because Marilyn and Percy are the people that are inspiring me to want to write funny. And don't get me wrong, I love drama. I want to write drama. But
yes,
if I could make people laugh even a quarter as hard as they do watching your stand-up or Andre's grandma or Crazy Cool Grandma or anything, or Percy, Two Broke Girls, anything like that, that's the reason why I want to try and push myself a little bit to do something out of my comfort zone, because being around you guys has had an influence on me lately.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well, thank you.
Man. And just remember, it's all
I have
comedy.
the tissue on deck. Yes.
Yeah, and there's comedy that you have straight comedy. You know, where the person doesn't act any particular way. They could be totally serious. You know, just like in Two Broke Girls, when I played that, I didn't have, you know, this funny face I made. I had shades on, and it was like serious.
Yeah, he looked the part.
Total straight man.
But see, Mr. Smith, the way you did the shades like this, that was funny.
Yeah,
that was the physicality
of
me.
They didn't tell me to do that. It was like that's what I would do if I'm thinking about somebody and they say something crazy, and I'm like.
Yes,
I gave that to him.
Oh, really?
No,
I give her credit for that.
Okay.
No, because how did I get into acting, honey? How did I get into acting?
I told her you're doing all this comedy at home on me, and you're not getting paid for it. You need to go and sign with my agent and get booked. So you can get paid for all this foolishness.
Yes, and share it with the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she finally did it after about a year or so.
After about a year, I went and signed with his agent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a job.
She didn't believe. She had a job and she's focusing on it. And I'm like, man, come on, man.
Yeah.
You got a gift and you just going to let it get away like that?
I was a litigation supervisor at a nonprofit law firm.
Ooh.
So, is it okay if I ask you two questions? Or?
Absolutely, it's a conversation.
Okay, so like, and that doesn't have to be in any order, but I'm gonna ask you first, Mrs. Smith. So, how does it feel watching yourself on TV, knowing that millions of people are watching you at the same time?
I never think about the people that are watching me, but I feel very humbled and very blessed to have the opportunity because I follow God's lead.
Amen.
And I try to travel the path that God set for me. And when people say I'm a superstar or icon or something like that, I actually feel a little embarrassed.
Oh, embarrassed?
Yes, he's humble. It's
I'm
humble.
very humble.
Yeah,
humble.
it's humble, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see it that way. It's just a job.
Yeah.
And if I can get paid to be crazy, I'll take it.
I'm trying to tell you.
A lot of times what they ask you to do is something that you've seen in your life or that you've encountered in your life, and it has just turned into a way to get paid for that experience.
Amen.
So it's acting is a real quirky profession.
Yeah, everybody can't do it.
Yeah.
Because you'll get some people, once the cameras start, they freak out and they can't talk. I saw that in an audition where a guy couldn't even speak.
He kept calling himself stupid. We were so embarrassed for him because
we were filming.
They were filming. It was a commercial for Magic Mountain.
Yeah.
And he was supposed to be there with his son. And every time he messed up the line, he slapped the side of his head and said, "I'm so stupid. I'm so stupid."
And I thought that was
it was
part
so
of his,
negative. We thought he was acting.
It was part of his act because it was so real. I mean,
he was in anguish.
Yeah, I felt bad for him because he never could get out of it.
Yeah.
But and I say this all the time, like, we shouldn't take acting so like you said, when you have to force it, don't do it.
Don't do it.
It has to come from a place within.
Yeah.
It has to be natural.
Yeah.
Because if you force it, the audience is going to know.
They can tell.
It's going to be so obvious.
Yeah.
They're going to turn the channel so quick. And then you wonder why things are going down. You wonder why the show is canceled after 2 weeks.
That is so true, Mr. Lydell Ellis, because we watch new shows as they premiere, and we could tell either the writing is bad or the acting or both, and we just don't waste our time because that's our profession. So we will turn the channel because it's painful to watch.
It is.
And you know what? Now I feel special because you all actually watched all of my videos, so I feel like a good actor. Okay, I am really good at that.
Are you
Don't
serious?
feel like it. You are a good actor.
That's the number one way of knowing you are, when you know that you are, because you feel it inside of you. It's like being a stand-up comedian. We saw a stand-up one time. A guy got upstage. It was like, free fall. Anybody want to come in? And he got up on stage, thought he was going to be so funny. Once he got on the stage, he freaked out. I thought it was a part of his act. I was laughing. Because I thought he was acting like a guy that wanted to do comedy but got scared once he started doing it. He was really scared and he ran off the stage. He ran
like a little girl.
Okay, and if it's not meant for you, to be a stand-up, out of all the people to be a stand-up comedian, you got to have a hunger within you to stand up there and do it.
You got to want it more than you fear it.
Ooh, man, you better believe it. They got those people that do that. They gotta do it within them.
That's true.
They have to do it.
I enjoyed it.
And see, I can't do it because I don't have that in me to do it. So I don't try to make myself do it. But Marilyn.
I tell people, just bring that same persona that you bring to the family barbecue after you had a little bit too much to drink.
Watch out.
Especially when you had a little bit too much to drink.
Exactly. When you got that iced tea cup and you know it's got E and J in it. Okay.
got that ignorant juice in it.
For sure. Okay, right. Next question. What is your favorite form of acting? Commercial, theater? I think you kind of answered, but tell us again.
Theater. Theater, because there's nothing like that live feedback from the audience. Like in theater, it makes you as the actor really like know your stuff. Because if you mess up, there's no take two.
That's true.
There's no take three. What the audience see is what they get. So if you mess up a lot, you better make something up. You better improvise.
Yeah.
And so, I did The Wiz my senior year of high school, and I wanted to do it again. That adrenaline for I wish we can do this 2 times a day.
Wow.
Sunday through Saturday.
You truly are.
Love theater.
Yeah.
But of course TV and film, but theater, I really love it. I love it.
Oh, that's awesome. Because some people are definitely afraid of theater. I'll do whatever they tell me to do. We're actually booked to do a play with Master P.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Jackson, Mississippi, way back when I first got started.
Yeah.
And
we did a movie called Repose.
Yeah, we did a movie called Repose.
I heard of that movie, but I think I watched it when I was younger, and I looked at your IMDb, said that you were in it.
Yeah.
I am in it. I'm the horny grandmother.
Oh, I have to go back and watch that.
Yeah. And I was in it, and I didn't get credit. But the thing, I was there to support Marilyn. I wasn't even in it.
Interesting story.
And so one of the writers walked up to me and said, "Listen, man, we missing a person for a part." And he handed me the sides, and he said, "Can you do this?" And I'm looking like I didn't know if I could or not. I just looked at him like, "Yeah, man."
Yeah, he said yes.
I'm like that,
It comes that way. Opportunities come that way.
Half an hour later, we started filming it. And we did the scene. Was it Michael Blackson? I did a scene with Michael Blackson.
Yeah, the comedy.
If you ever watch it, the guy that's talking to him when he repoed my car.
Yeah.
And
just before it was getting ready to go on a hot date.
I was going on a hot date.
I noticed why do some shows and movies why don't they credit everybody? Is it due to time or what is it?
I have no idea. I think because I wasn't originally in it. They still could have put my name in there because I was a SAG actor, but for some reason, I don't know. Maybe somebody didn't want me to do it and didn't add my name. I don't know. I didn't even go there because the people that I know saw it, and that they didn't even look to see if my name was in the credits. So
they recognized you.
They just recognized me. Right. Man, I saw you, and I would be in the store, and that was the first time I had someone. I got recognition for doing something, and this guy was in the store looking at me.
The 99-cent store.
He was looking at me like he wanted to jump on me, man. And I'm like, okay,
he was giving him the hot eye.
What's up, man?
What's up?
Then he's like, I know you. I'm like, yeah. Because he kind of scared me. man, you was in repos, man. I'm like, oh, man, okay. So I had to kind of get used to that.
Yeah, I have to tell them all the time. You're an actor. You're on TV a lot.
Yeah,
And,
Right.
Even now, I have people be staring at me and in line. This one guy was in a store. He was like, man, I want to take a picture with you, man. I'm like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. But it's like he saw me in something. I don't know what he saw, but, you know, because we do commercials and we did one for what, CBS?
CBS together.
Yeah, together.
Yeah.
That was so special.
It was fun.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah. I get the opposite effect. Kids run from me.
Oh,
when
they
they
run.
see-
Yeah.
His run. But you know, I think that, you know, being noticed out in public, you know, I mean, well, I can't speak for everybody, but I know some actors that goes to their head
It does.
of everybody, and they're not humble.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think, you know, it's just good to be humble,
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
you know, because just like God gives, He can also take away.
That's
right.
true. That's
So
true.
you just gotta be humble.
Yeah.
And look at your fans as your employers.
Yeah.
If they weren't into you, you would not be working. You would
Right.
not have
If it
that
weren't
fandom.
There will be no you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And the ones that crack me up, they get angry. You know, mad when people see them. And they get mad when people recognize them.
Like Gary Coleman, he hated it when people asked him to say, "What are you talking about, Willis?"
Oh,
That
yeah.
was the whole
Yeah.
persona of his character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it once you decide it's a problem for you, you know, it takes hold and it grows and it becomes more negative.
Yeah.
And then the more you decide you don't want to do it, the more people were asking him to do it, and it became a thing for him.
But that was his thing, and
He
he should have
turned it into
appreciated
one.
that. Just
Yeah.
like Jimmy Walker, I said it again. People would say dynamite. He would say
He
it
say
right
it
back.
back.
When I met Flavor Flav at the airport, I looked at him. I'm like, Flavor Flav.
Yeah.
And he's go, yeah, boy.
Boy.
I go like, yeah. Boy. And he was like,
Yes.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Embrace it.
he embraced it and gave me a
You know,
hug.
Gary Coleman was an amazing actor.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was. He was.
You know, great comedic timing at such a young age.
He would know the whole script. Not only his lines, he
Everyone
memorized
else's.
every
Yeah.
line of every person.
Yes.
Yes. And I think that
Wow.
comes with being prepared because Mrs. Smith, I think you talked about this in the first episode. You know, when it comes to your life, you don't want to just be thinking about what you're going to eat later on.
That's right.
You want to
gotta
know
know.
everybody's line.
Yeah,
Exactly.
And that has
Because, you know,
something.
in show business, time is money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And that works into your reaction to what they're saying.
And they're
Yeah.
watching. When you have your lines down and you come in when you're supposed to, you know how your reactions are going to be. You're where you're supposed to be. You're not critical. You're just like the whole ball of wax that they look for. They remember that. And,
Yeah.
and that translates to future roles.
Yeah.
Yes.
Lots of auditions.
Pay attention.
You're working already.
Amen.
Yeah.
You know, that's awesome.
And they want to bring you back, which means more residuals.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
talking about.
Exactly.
You better believe it.
And once I realized that acting is like typing a letter and getting paid every time
I
someone
know,
reads
isn't that
it,
the best job in the world?
it's just it's mind blowing when you really think about it.
Yeah.
Yes,
Um,
it is.
But next question.
How did you find your agent?
Wow. So a friend of mine, I was, you know, because I'm gonna say this. I am a creep. I look at people's social media pages. I just scroll through their posts. So I noticed that he did a stage play at Arena Stage. I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, how did he do that? So I sent them a text and I said, how did you get this? And he said, my agent. I'm like, oh, an agent. So I said, you know, what's the name of your agent? So he sent me the name of his agent, and I got in touch with them. And I kept calling, I kept reaching out because I was hungry for this. I said, this is the next step that an actor must take. So I kept calling, and they finally sent me an email with what I was supposed to do. So all night that night, I wrote a monologue. I had my camera set up, and I just went for it.
Wow.
You know,
Preparation.
I love that.
And I was so hungry for it. And like 4 weeks later, they signed me.
Wow.
I bet that tasted good because
Yeah,
you
it
were
did.
hungry.
Yeah.
It
It
tastes
did.
what it tastes like: pancakes, steak,
Yeah.
Oh,
tacos.
no, I'm talking about a steak dinner with mashed potatoes,
Oh!
collard greens, and
Oh, come on now. See.
potato salad.
Oh, macaroni
Potatoes
and
and the potato salad.
That's right.
and
Yes.
macaroni and cheese. You
Oh
know?
my
That's
God.
baked mac and cheese. Baked
Oh,
mac and
stop
That's
it.
right.
Stop it.
And that
Every
was all you
carbohydrate.
All right.
Doggone right.
yes.
with sweet tea.
On occasion,
Sweet.
it's
And
nothing wrong.
and
A
look,
slice
you
of
can't
what?
forget a slice
What?
of red velvet cake.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hungry.
Yeah. See, you ain't right.
Okay. What does your family think about your acting career?
They love it.
Great.
They
I'm
really
happy
love it.
for you.
They're
Okay.
my biggest supporters.
All right.
Aw,
And it's really true what they say. It takes a village.
it does.
You can't. None of this. First of all, none of this will be possible without God. I gotta
Amen.
give God,
Amen.
because
Amen.
without Him, I wouldn't even be able to entertain and get up there on that stage and do what I love to do.
Amen.
So God, number one, always, no matter where I go, when I get to Hollywood, God first, every day, all day.
That's
I love
right.
that.
All right, I'm done.
Yeah, we say Jesus is our agent. We
Yeah.
say
And I
that
love that.
all
I
the
love
time.
Mhm.
It gives us peace. It is what God is going to make it be.
That's right.
We
Yes.
don't stress auditions. We don't
Mm-mm.
we don't stress anything. We just
No.
go in and be prepared
Yeah.
and do
Yeah.
the best job because we're working for him.
If you don't get it, it wasn't meant for you to book
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Be happy
Yeah.
for the person that does get it.
And it could lead to something else.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And
Most
your
definitely.
attitude. Your
Just always have to
attitude.
just stand out because they remember that. They might want to bring you back for another part.
There you go.
Yes.
I want to shine a light on. I know you all know who Melba Moore is.
Oh, yeah,
I love
absolutely.
Melba Moore.
Yeah.
Melba Moore is just she's getting her start on the Hollywood Walk of Fame this
Wow.
year.
Awesome.
And it's surprising because
She should've-
she's been in show business for over
She should have
50.
had it.
Yeah.
She should have been had. I'm like, I thought to myself, like, what was the wait? What was the long wait for? Like, was it on her end? Was it their end?
No, it's not her in.
No, I actually believe that people put in an application, they submit someone. That might be a good thing to research
Mhm.
for us and people listening. But I do believe someone nominates you, they put in an application.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a fee involved or anything like that. But it is kind of strange that some people that you hardly know who they are
Get a star.
get a star, and then here's other people's. But it's a process that they go through, and then some people, I could imagine them saying no, but some people may not want it. I don't know.
But Melba Moore can hold a note for so long.
Oh, she's amazing.
But I'm trying to, and I need advice on this.
Okay.
How do you? Okay, so I know as an actor you have to do a lot of traveling. My biggest fear is getting on an airplane.
Oh.
And I know that is huge in acting. You have to go from this place to the next. I'm like, can I just drive from DC to California? No.
No, you can't.
We need you tomorrow.
Yes.
Take a nap on the plane. Go to sleep.
man. Just think about the rewards that you're going to get and not the flight. Think about the reward that you can get through.
And fear is false evidence appearing real. So, yes. Yeah. So if you tap into whatever it is that you think is going to happen on that flight, and you realize that you are in the palm of God's hand, and He's not going to allow that to happen, it's not going to happen. Yeah. And then you have to think at what's at the end of the flight, the opportunity that's waiting for you, and the door that is waiting for you to open. A lot of times to get a blessing, you have to take a step and do something to get that blessing. Yeah. If you getting on a plane is what that step is, you get on that plane. If you have to force yourself to sleep because it's a 3-hour flight, or get a book you've been wanting to read and get super focused, or if you have a script, just keep rereading that script, getting prepped for whatever it is that you're about to do. Yeah. Or if you're sitting next to someone interesting, you can strike up a conversation. Talking sucks up time quite a bit. Or get to know the stewardess. Tell one of them, I'm a little nervous, and they will check on you and they will make sure that you're okay. There's so many different ways that you can look at it. And with all the electronics, you could watch 2 movies in a row, I mean, there's so many ways that you could do to occupy your mind. But if it's a work thing, I would use that time to study my script, think about how I'm going to audition or play that role.
Yeah.
Because one thing about travel is expensive. If you get booked, they're paying for it.
Amen.
They're paying for you to fly. They're paying for your transportation. They're paying for your hotel. They're paying for your meals.
Mhm.
And when you get there, they're going to put clothes and makeup on you. They're going to tell you what to say, where to look, how to act. That is a huge privilege. And no flight is going to interrupt that.
And remember what God gives you.
And we flew all the way to where? Norway.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a 17-hour flight.
Yeah, man.
Mhm.
8 hours
Yeah.
from
Los Angeles to New York.
Oh yeah, well no, it's 5 hours from LA to New York New York. Then it was what?
However many were left.
Yeah, 8 hours. Crazy. 8 hours from New York to Norway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's over water, man.
And we had the best time.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
It was worth it. You know, they had to do it coming back.
Yeah, just got to just step outside of our comfort zone because
Amen.
life begins when we step outside of our comfort zone.
It does.
Amen.
And that's life.
Yeah.
If everything was comfortable, it wouldn't motivate you to push forward.
Yes,
Right. And there will be no growth.
That's
right.
true.
Let's keep thinking
There will
about
be no
that.
growth.
Especially acting and entertainment, because a lot of people think it's simple, it's easy, you just do this, do that. It's a lot of preparation.
Yeah.
It's a lot of, it's a lot of.
Mm-hmm.
It
Right?
is.
No joke.
You know,
And you got it.
And especially, working, because I heard, at Tyler Perry Studios, he can film an entire season in 7 days.
He's got it down to a science.
So they film about maybe like 120 pages a day.
Yeah.
So you
Have sharp memory for that.
You
gotta
do.
be ready. And just imagine people who do soap operas.
Oh,
Same
yes.
thing, it's
Every
live.
day.
Yeah, and back to Tyler Perry, he was at a point where before he hit it big, he was homeless, living in his car. So he visualized all his success.
Yeah.
And now that he has the ability to put that success into play, he's doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And you can use that for your airplane travel. You could tell yourself, I visualize this opportunity. Now I have this opportunity and nothing is going to rob me of this opportunity. Right. You have to take life experiences and that's all acting is translating it into whatever vision this person have and whatever lines they gave you to say. And you just doing it in such a believable way that you become that person.
Yeah. Right.
And
because
that's
you
a way.
pulled from a real place because you've experienced that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's
you
what
know
it
what
is.
to
Because
do.
you have 10 people who will have the same lines, and you'll have 10 different ways.
10 different
it
interpretations.
comes out. It's like making spaghetti. You have 10 people that'll make spaghetti, and every one will be different.
Me too.
You know? So make it your way.
Well, this is such an interesting. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No.
I said you don't just make it your own.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Mm-hmm.
What an interesting podcast.
I know. I will love it.
Yes.
Lydell is the man.
Mr.
And we're going to be seeing
Mr.
him.
Lydell
We're
Ellis.
seeing you on a show. I keep seeing him on a sitcom.
Yes.
Thank you, Lord.
It's coming.
Lord got me seeing
There's
you
a
on
lot out there
sitcom.
for you. You know what, Lydell? Where can people follow you?
So my Instagram is at I'm Lydell Ellis. And I have another page called Classic TV and Film.
I've seen it.
My old school content, that my 80-year-old self posts content on that. My 19-year-old self posts on my main page, I'm Lydell Ellis. And
Any
I'm
other
on
things you want to promote?
Facebook, Lydell Ellis. YouTube, Lydell Ellis. I use my first and last name on everything.
I love that.
And that's where you all can find me.
Bennett, why don't you mention who our next guest is?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so I know there's a lot of Victorious fans that enjoyed the Freak Out episode because you had that hour-long special. They were at Karaoke Dokie, singing their faces off, that classic song. You remember those Mean Girls, Haley and Tara? We've got Haley, aka Jillian Claire, coming in. Jillian actually has a podcast called Thanks for Coming In. Lydell, you might actually be interested. Jillian interviews actors and directors every week about their experiences.
There you
And
go.
so I thought, I wanted to tell you about that because you might be interested. But anyway, so next Wednesday, March 29th, Jillian Claire, who played Haley Ferguson on Freak the Freak Out, will be here to talk about her Victorious experience.
That's a for sure.
I love it. This is Victoriously Crazy Podcast. We are on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Anything I'm forgetting, Bennett?
At Victoriously Crazy Podcast, make sure you guys like Marilyn said, follow if you want to subscribe, share. Another thing you can do if you're listening is you can leave us a couple stars or leave a review. That really helps us out. And then
It does.
on YouTube, if you want to leave those comments, share with a friend who loves Victorious, who loves GrandFanFridays, anything like that. Much appreciated. We love you guys.
Love you guys.
And we especially love Grand Fans. That's why we have these Fridays for you, because there is so much talent out there with the Grand Fans.
As you can
Bennett
see.
is a Grand Fan. Mr. Lydell Ellis.
Mr. Lydell Ellis
is a Grand Fan.
Man, I see it in his eye. Every time I see him, man, I keep seeing you playing somebody's son, man, and they can't. Like, I don't know what it is, man, but I can see it, man.
Maybe Bennett will write a script, especially
I see
for
it,
you.
man.
Yeah.
We got all this talent
Okay.
right here.
All right.
So this is what we're gonna do for Andre's grandma acts
Yeah.
out.
See, I have no idea what she
Oh.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be off. I'll be off.
Yeah,
screen
he's
and just
gonna
talking.
scoot off, but you're gonna hold it up, make sure it's in the
Okay.
camera. I'm gonna go into grandma mode. Lydell, if you want to jump in, whatever comes to
Whatever comes
mind,
to your
it's
mind.
all about improv and just in the moment.
You can
In the
do-
moment.
He got that
And
look at
I
it. He's
know.
like,
Oh,
oh
he
yeah.
He ready?
Today. Let's do it.
Yes.
Roll. Hey, Grandma. I know you like plants because you got beautiful plants, but guess what I got for you?
What?
I got something that you could water your plants in instead of using that glass. Huh? What about
Oh.
that, huh?
What?
Nice.
Get that pink rat with the long nose.
It's an elephant, Grandma. It's not a
A
rat.
nice elephant.
Get it away from me. Get.
So question. You mean that you would rather water with the glass than that?
I would rather water with my hand than that. There's an
Well,
eyeball in the
this
nose.
is more
There's an
benefit.
eyeball in the nose. Don't touch my skin. Don't touch my skin.
It wants to talk to
It
you.
is safe to use.
Come on.
Was I talking
I'm
to
using
you? Was I talking to you? Get that thing away from me.
Okay.
Well, you know,
It's
normal
a pink rat with
You know,
a long nose.
normal people would use that.
Who you calling normal?
Uh-oh. Oh,
I'm normal.
You done messed up now. Uh-oh.
I'm
I'm gonna chop that nose right off of its head.
No, don't do that.
Okay. Well, you do it your way, and I'll do it my way.
You know what, Mr. Lydell Ellis, you are such a nice young man.
Insane.